Okay, hi everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Today's session the session from now is from zero to hero Salesforce Data Cloud. Two parts. The first part is just some slides about the how and the why. And the second part is a more live demo about how to start with Salesforce Data Cloud. So we will see. I'm Stephane. I am head of core team at Forward, a Belgium implementation partner, 30 times certified, and that is my colleague Birgit, who is also working at Forward, but more as a marketing cloud specialist and also data cloud certified, of course. So let's start with what is Salesforce Data Cloud, or do we need to call it CDP, Genie, and it had a lot of other names. But today the name is Data Cloud. So why are we using Data Cloud? Well, when we see at a normal company, we see a lot of applications that are little bit linked to each other. And what we also see that customers have a lot of, or are in a lot of systems for their customer experience. Yeah, you have social, you have your chatbot, you have your website, you have your web store, you have maybe other channels where customers have interacting with you. And another fact is also that a lot of leaders are struggling with the data because they have a lot of data, but they are siloed. When we look at how the business is changed today, we see that, yeah, of course, customers want next level experience, want to have real-time data. They want that you as a company or the company itself who knows your customer. And one point here, it's very important, is when you want to go to real-time AI. And what Salesforce is also announcing with ChatGPT, with Einstein GPT and other things, you need all that data in real time or in near real time in your system. And then the core of Salesforce is not really built to do that. And then also, of course, Data Cloud is coming in the picture. Employees, of course, need to have the data to make bigger decisions, not only marketing decisions with segmentations, but you can do a lot with your incoming data. You can act on it. You can create cases. You can create it. Shopping basket in e-commerce if you want, based on data that you captured in near real time from other systems, from your website and everywhere. And of course, the last thing that we never need to forget is that CEOs, CFOs, whatever it is, they need to have data to make data-driven decisions. So very important also to have all the data in the system where you can also have the data and act on it. If you look at Data Cloud in the Salesforce, let's say, landscape, then we see, of course, that we have the traditional database where CRM is turning Service Cloud, Sales Cloud, and everything what is on the core. And we have, next to that, Data Cloud. Data Cloud is an external database, let it call. It's a data lake. But very important in this picture is that every layer above use that Data Cloud. So you can have Data Cloud information in your Marketing Cloud, in CRM, in Commerce Cloud, and use it. That's more the big picture of that. How Data Cloud works. It's magic, you hear a lot. Let's look at the first part, the data sources. You can, it will not be Salesforce it was not API driven and already built in with standard integrations with all the other clouds. So you have standard connectors with Sales Cloud, with Service Cloud, with Commerce Cloud, with Marketing Cloud, of course. But you have also the other partners, cloud storages. Think about Amazon S3, who are fluently can get your data in Data Cloud. You have also APIs that you can build for your website, where you can also interact in the clicks and in what is the customer is viewing in near real time. You have also the SDKs for your mobile device. So if you have a mobile app, also all this data, these actions can be retaken and go to Data Cloud. And of course, the last part is, of course, MuleSoft has a lot of interactions. And then you have, of course, the streaming APIs. The streaming APIs are APIs where you can connect everything with Data Cloud. Is it AZP? Is it another ERP or another system? You have there two possibilities. You have the Data Cloud API, with the JSON variant of it, where you can push in near real time between 5 and 15 minutes all the data in Data Cloud. You will use that one if you have less data. And you have also the bulk API, also known in the core how it's working. The same way it's working, where you can push then a lot of data in it.
And now that the data part is covered, the marketeer steps in. Because you might think, marketeers and data, what are they doing together? Of course, we are working with data of customers, and we want to create our segments. And a lot of times, getting the right data was a struggle for marketing, because there was a bottleneck. We couldn't get the data or access the data that we wanted. So that's also why, in the beginning, it was mostly pushed from Salesforce as a marketing tool. Now we see that it can be a lot more, of course. But what I'm going to tell you now is I'm going to explain a little bit more. So when you have all the data points coming in, what happens next, and what is actually Data Cloud. So you see that we will connect the data, it will be harmonized, it will be unified, then it will be analyzed and predictions can be made, and then we can act on it. I'm going to explain it with some product shots. So this is actually the dashboard in Data Cloud. When you open your Data Cloud, this is what you can, information that you could see there. And of course with all the colors, and it looks pretty, so we marketers are happy with this. I'm not trying to talk bad about marketers, because I really am one. So here you see all the data coming in. So Stephane talked about the data points that could be pushed into Marketing Cloud, in Data Cloud, sorry. So you see, these are called data streams when they are in Data Cloud. So we can see all the information that is coming in. Here you have some examples from the website, from Snowflake data lake, or from your personalization tool and marketing. So you see that there are a lot. Some of them are out-of-the-box connectable. There are like also outside of the Salesforce ecosystem, there are a lot of out-of-the-box connectors that you can use. And once that they are in there, you can map all your fields coming in with the data streams to your own data model. It's called the SIM data model, so it's a standardized model, but you can also add custom objects. And then once the data is in there and you put it on your data model, then you can start to add some matching rules or reconciliation rules. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but here you can say that if you have like a phone number of someone and somewhere else he was logged into your website with an email address, and in the store he used another email address to get a promotion or something, here you can make one person out of all these data points. You can also use the calculated insights, where you then, for example, calculate a customer lifetime value, where you count all the purchases that he did, so you know what's the word, or you can create even loyalty buckets. You say if someone has bought it, he should have the label loyal or premium or whatever. And then, yes, then you can create your segments in Data Cloud. So you can create segments of people who did certain actions based on all the data that you have in there. And then you can push it to Marketing Cloud, or you can push it to other channels. So apart from the marketing side, there's also external marketing platforms where you can push your data to, but you can also push it back to the core platform for your customer service, or there's a lot of connectors possible, so you can go wherever you want to go with your segments, basically. Now, Stephane is going to show you how to set up the Data Cloud.
Getting started. The supported editions for Data Cloud are Enterprise and everything above. I will not go in detail about that one. You have a lot of roles and permission sets. When you look at the standard one are, of course, Data Cloud admin and Data Cloud user. If you have also the Data Cloud for Marketing Cloud, then you will also have this extra permissions that are already built in, and where you can see which action can be done by which permission or by each user. When you want to get started at Dreamforce a long time ago, they have announced that everyone with an enterprise edition receive a free Data Cloud and Tableau license. Two things that you need to take in action. It's only for 10K of profiles. Don't go above, because then it's not free anymore. So think about it, it's a good start. You can already start and build in your own system today with Data Cloud that you can just, not really download, but buy for €0, $0. You can already do it. The second one, if you're a marketer or you want to do marketing on it, that part is not in this license. It's only the Data Cloud import, but for marketing is not in this free license. But you get also 2 Tableau licenses to get a very nice dashboard and etc. If you have the QR code, it's explaining how, but I will also show it in real life. Just the last slide I want to show before I go to the demo. When you have purchased the €0 Data Cloud solution, you need, of course, to go add a permission set to your user, because otherwise you will never see nothing about Data Cloud in your system. You need to go to the Data Cloud setup. We will show it later on. Create your connections. It's just connections. No data already streaming in, but just you can say, I want to connect it with that CRM. I want to connect with Marketing Cloud. I want to connect with a streaming API or whatever that you want to connect to. Then you need to clone your give your permission set to your users. You can clone, of course, if you want to add things on the standard permission sets. And of course, then you can start Data Cloud. We'll work with it, getting the data into Salesforce. Okay. Just an org, just to have something to show. I don't know if a lot of you know it, but since I think 2 releases, as an admin, you can, and hopefully you will, you can go to your setup page, and then you have a new feature that is your account. I don't know if a lot of you know it. You go to your account, you can see the bills that need to be paid, or the product that are with your product prices. But also very important, that's the first step you will do if you want to start with Data Cloud with the free version or the paid version in your org today. So you go to, for example, I just go to a contract. I open an existing one. And I can go to Add Products. And then if you are, do you have an enterprise edition? And then now, Salesforce don't want that I buy it. Then, of course, normally you will get the view of all your products that you can buy. That's not. Yeah, voilà. On this one, I have the Data Cloud provisioning, one thing for €0 per month. So you can add it to the cart, and you can purchase it. And I call it purchasing because, be attention, you are really purchasing it. It's €0, it's $0, but you need to have a signature. It is a real contract at Salesforce. It's for free for that 10K of use, but it's really the full process. So don't do it just at your client side without knowing, telling them that you are buying something, because you need to have, of course, their permission to do it. So you can just add it to your cart, and then at that moment, some moments later, you have that 2 permission sets, admin, Data Cloud, and the user, to add to your user to see really data cloud in the org of Salesforce. So when you have purchased it, I will don't do it now. At that moment, and you give as an admin the right permission sets, you will have two new options in your Salesforce environment. The one is the data cloud setup, and the other one is, of course, an app. I will go through there later on from data cloud, where you have all the tabs and all the applications needed to do data cloud. The first step that you need to do as an admin to start is purchasing. Afterwards is going to the setup. And then you see already, okay, you need first to activate data cloud. So it's already done in this org. So just say, okay, activate. It will do some minutes of working, and then you have all the full solutions, and then you see the configurations. In this one, you will really configure data cloud with your different orgs or external APIs. So if I go here to Salesforce CRM, there I can choose or add extra CRM. So you can have a company where they have an org in the US, but also in Europe. You can connect them. You need just to see if which org will then be the master for the data cloud org. And you can merge it together in one data cloud. Just here do the connection. It's just like you know to have connections, give your login and your password, and it will create a connection with your data cloud environment. If you can do this, you can do that for Marketing Cloud, for Commerce Cloud, for Sales Cloud, but also ingestion APIs if you have them. So really APIs coming from another system where you want to add this in your data cloud environment. After you've done this, it's the first step, of course, you can add your permission set to other users if you want, or as the person, you can go to your data cloud environment now. And you can really start exploring and adding or importing the data into your data cloud environment. So you see already we have put some things in, but I will explain it. It's also what Birgit has showed in her slides. So you start with a data stream. And here it's very important you have your connections, and you start with adding a data stream to it. And then you have the options that you have, the connector sources. So it's all the connector sources that you have already connected in your setup with Data Cloud. So the ingestion API that I have connected, but also my Sales Cloud CRM, but my Marketing Cloud, Amazon S3, and other things that you can add. You can also add some data kit packs. So it's some packages that you can do. You can build it yourself. You can find it on the App Exchange or something else, where you can then download it, and it will then also create all the needed fields and integrations in your system based on a data kits package. Or you can, of course, if you have MuleSoft, also use the any point of MuleSoft to do some integrations in Data Cloud. If you go to Salesforce CRM, if you have multiple orgs, it will say in which org will you take. You have two possibilities to import data bundles or objects. Data bundles are really also packages already that you can have, and you see that I have here two bundles. That is a standard bundles that Salesforce is giving to create sales and service objects and integrations with Data Cloud. You can use a bundle to build it, or you can just choose any object that you want. And saying, okay, what you want to do with it. I will take, and what you already also see that not only my account, that is the API name account from my Salesforce source, but also the SSOT account that are my data lake tables. So already that also is already visible and can be reused in data streams if you want. I want to go to just an object I will just retry accounts. Okay, when you say, okay, that object, very important, I want to have it in my data cloud, you just choose which fields you want to take. So that's will be the mapping in your data cloud data lake object. It will be then the fields that are be filled in and visible. And the very important thing is the object details, so the category. It's very important because it depends everything what you will do with this data in data cloud. So you have three categories. You have the profile. It's more everything what is user-based. So the leads, the accounts, but maybe also other users in other databases, because it will be mapped with an individual object and with an individual data model. So it's a data model like you also already known in Salesforce core. So it's the individual, but also the contact points, addresses, emails, phone, etc. So that's the same way of doing. You have engagement. It's more the engaged data or the orders, the opportunities that you want to put in the system. Where you, if you choose that one, also need to have an event time field. So you need to give which is really the date and time that is used to say when that is happening. And the other one is the other, and that's for everything what it's around. It's linked with maybe an opportunity, maybe you think about article information, everything that's around an individual or an engagement object. When you have done that, a data lake object will be created. So then you see every information, which fields are filled in. You can see the data mapping. So that's already something very important to do, is to map your data with the needed fields. So it's not fancy as in the presentations of Salesforce. It has no flickering lights that's coming through. It's just static lines that you see. But here you will do the real mapping between, okay, my object or my API fields and your data lake, data model in the system. So you will hear you will just do a mapping, and it's just drag and drop where you can relate it to each other, and where you see that you have account, but also the contact point addresses. If it was a lead, then I had the individual and also the other contact point. So here you will really do the mapping to say, okay, which field in my API, in Marketing Cloud, in Service Cloud, I map it with that one in my data lake, and then I can merge them together. I think the time is over. I don't know if there are questions.
I have two questions. So first of all, with the data mapping, do you always in both systems need a one-to-one? So for example, you could say in Sales Cloud you have one account, but like in an ERP system like SAP, you have your sold to, ship to, and so on, which are different records. How do you map the different records to then the one record, for example?
Yeah, so that was the part that I will show later on, but it will not be there. So what you do, you will import it in Data Cloud as three different accounts or of contact information, but then you will have the unified process where you can say to Data Cloud, when it's the same email, same first name, last name, so then map it to each other and create one unique individual. So that's also the 10Ks that are for free are unique individuals. So you can have millions of accounts in it, but if it can be related to 10K of unique individuals, you are still in the same thing. So that's how you will do it, to say, okay, I have an account in Sales Cloud, I have a user maybe on my website, I have from in SAP something else, and then based on some mapping fields, you can say, okay, Data Cloud will see it as one person, one unique individual, and can link then every actions and data that's coming in through data or in Data Cloud, link it with one of that external IDs, can then be linked to each other to have the 360 view and also do all these segmentations on it.
Yeah, it was showed very shortly. It's the match rules and the reconciliation rules. But also, I think we once explained everything, then we had more time in a user group, and there's a recording of it. So if people might be interested, we can put it in the app, so you can still access the video to see all the other steps as well. But that is a good question, because that indeed is the power of Data Cloud, where you have all these multiple contact points, you put them in, you map them to your model, and then you have indeed the unified profile where you have one person knowing all these data points. And you can also say there, for example, if you have 3 or 4 multiple email addresses for someone, you can say, I want to take the one that occurs the most, or I want to give like this source, if this source has an email address, that's the truth. If it doesn't have, take one of the others. So these are all things that you can do in the match rules and the reconciliation rules.
Other questions? Yes?
Understandable. In the beginning it was a big advantage for marketeers, because the bottleneck was removed, because once the data is in, they can do all the segmentation they want. But I think the big power of Data Cloud is in the unified profiles, where you have indeed all these multiple contacts coming in, because at the moment in a marketing cloud or in a core, it's not that easy to get the right information as you can in Data Cloud. So you don't need, once it's in, you don't need the technical knowledge, you can just use your data.
Another part of what is very important, or a very attractive point of Data Cloud, is that you can take action on all this data. For example, if you have a customer who is going 5 times to your help page on your website, maybe you want to interact on it. You know that he has a problem because the data is coming through in Data Cloud, and you can create with flows. You can create just an action to create a case, and maybe then say to your support agent, call him because he has a problem that you are, before that he is coming to create a case, that you are already doing actions with that. So that's also a very important thing of Data Cloud.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very sorry that we are short in time and to introduce. It's always a pleasure to see that you guys have as many questions. Please keep the discussion going, of course. Keep the discussion going. They are here all the day, and even when they are not in stage, I'm pretty sure that they can take questions and give answers. Thanks for that.